Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 3p coins, uncovering the top 3 most valuable examples based on different years, mint varieties, and conditions. These tiny coins may look ordinary, but some are true hidden treasures in the world of numismatics. Let's get started. First up, the 1945 United Kingdom 3p coin. At first glance, this small coin may seem ordinary, especially in circulated condition. But hidden behind its worn surface is a story of war, economic change, and surprising value in the collector's market. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why some 1945 threepence coins are worth just a few cents, while others have sold for thousands of dollars. The 1945 3p coin was minted during the final year of World War II under King George VI. This was a time of major transition for British currency. Traditionally, threepence coins were made of silver, but due to wartime shortages and economic pressures, the Royal Mint had already begun shifting toward cheaper metals like brass. Interestingly, 1945 marks the end of silver threepence production, and many of those silver coins were later melted down after the Coinage Act of 1946, which removed silver from circulating British coins. The same time, a newer 12-sided brass threepence had become more common and practical for everyday use. This means that in 1945, two very different versions of the same coin existed, one extremely rare and the other quite common. The 1945 3p coin actually comes in two distinct designs, and this is where things get exciting for collectors. The brass version, which most people have, is a 12-sided coin made of nickel brass. It weighs about 6.8 grams and features a portrait of King George VI on the front, while the reverse displays a thrift plant with 3 blooms symbolizing resilience. On the other hand, the silver version is much smaller, round, and made of 50% silver. These coins were part of the older design system and are far rarer today because many were melted down, so, even though both coins say 1945, their value and rarity are completely different depending on the metal and design. Now let's talk about circulated or damaged coins, because that's what most people actually find. The brass 1945 threepence was produced in very large numbers, with a mintage of nearly 34 million coins, making it relatively common today. Because of this, circulated examples with wear, scratches, or discoloration usually have low collector demand. However, the story changes dramatically for the silver version. Since most of these were melted, surviving examples are extremely scarce. Even if slightly worn, collectors still show strong interest due to their historical significance and limited supply. So, in simple terms, brass circulated coin common and low demand, silver circulated coin rare and highly collectible. Let's break down the value in today's market. For the common brass 1945 threepence, circulated coins are typically worth between 20 cents to $2, depending on condition. Even in better grades, they rarely exceed $20, but the silver 1945 threepence is a completely different story. A high-grade example has sold at auction for around £50,000, which is roughly $60,000 plus USD, an astonishing price for such a tiny coin. Even lower-grade silver versions can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on condition and certification. So, if you ever find a 1945 threepence, the first question you should ask is it brass or silver? That answer could mean the difference between pocket change and a small fortune. If you're thinking about collecting or selling a 1945 threepence, here are a few important tips. First, always identify the metal type. This is the most important factor in determining value. The brass coin is larger and 12-sided, while the silver coin is smaller and round. Second, check the condition carefully. Even small improvements in grade can significantly increase value, especially for rare silver pieces. Third, consider getting valuable coins professionally graded by services like NGC or PCGS, as certified coins often sell for higher prices at auction. Finally, be cautious of exaggerated claims online. Many sellers advertise common brass coins as rare, but real value comes from rarity, condition, and demand, not hype. To wrap it all up, the 1945 United Kingdom 3p coin is a perfect example of how history, metal composition, and rarity can dramatically affect value. While most circulated brass coins are affordable and widely available, the rare silver version stands as one of the most valuable and intriguing coins of its era. So next time you come across an old coin collection, don't overlook the small ones. That tiny 1945 threepence might just hold a story and possibly a value far greater than you expect. Next up, the United Kingdom 3p from 1967. specifically in damaged or heavily circulated condition. At first glance, this small brass coin might not seem very valuable, but its story, historical context, and collector interest make it worth a closer look. Many people still find these coins in old jars or inherited collections and wonder, could this be worth something? Let's explore the reality behind its rarity and auction value in today's market. The 1967 3p coin was minted during the final years of the pre-decimal currency system in the United Kingdom, just before decimalisation in 1971. By this time, the threepence coin had already become a familiar part of British life, often used in everyday transactions. The 1967 issue holds special significance because it was the last year this denomination was produced for circulation. Millions of these coins were minted to meet public demand before the currency transition, which means they are not particularly rare in general terms. However, their historical importance as the last of their kind keeps them relevant among collectors. One of the most distinctive aspects of the 1967 3p coin is its unusual 12-sided shape, making it instantly recognizable even by touch. It is made of brass, giving it a golden appearance, unlike earlier silver threepence coins. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, while the reverse features a portcullis with chains, symbolizing the Palace of Westminster. Even in damaged condition, these features often remain partially visible, which helps collectors identify the coin easily. The bold design and unique shape contribute to its lasting appeal. Here's the honest truth. A 1967 3p coin in damaged condition is not considered rare. Because of the high mintage reportedly in the hundreds of millions, these coins are still widely available today. When a coin is scratched, corroded, bent, or heavily worn, its collector value drops significantly. Most serious collectors prefer coins in better condition, such as fine, very fine, or uncirculated grades. However, there is still a niche market for damaged coins, especially for beginners, educational purposes, or bulk collectors who enjoy assembling complete date sets at a low cost. So while rarity is low, demand isn't completely non-existent. When it comes to auction value, a 1967 3p in damaged condition typically sells for a very modest price. In most cases, you're looking at around 10 cents to 50 cents USD, depending on how worn or damaged the coin is. Coins with extreme damage like heavy corrosion or missing details may even have little to no resale value beyond scrap or novelty use. Occasionally, sellers bundle multiple coins together, which can slightly increase the overall price per lot, but individually, these coins remain inexpensive. It's important not to be misled by exaggerated online listings claiming extremely high values. Those are usually unrealistic and don't reflect actual sales. If you have a 1967 3p coin in damaged condition, don't rush to sell it immediately. Instead, consider adding it to a broader collection of British pre-decimal coins. Look for coins in better condition if you're aiming for value appreciation, and always store your coins in a dry environment to prevent further deterioration. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can reduce its value even more. If you're buying, try to purchase bulk lots where you can find better condition coins at a lower average price. Learning about grading and market trends will also help you make smarter collecting decisions. To sum it up, the United Kingdom 3p 1967 in damaged condition is more of a historical keepsake than a high-value collectible. While it marks the end of an era in British coinage, its high mintage and worn condition limit its market price to just a few cents. Still, for collectors and history enthusiasts, it carries sentimental and educational value that goes beyond dollars. Next up, the 1963 United Kingdom 3p, especially in dirty or heavily worn condition. At first glance, this small, 12-sided coin might look ordinary, even neglected. But as collectors know, every coin tells a story. In this video, we'll explore whether a dirty 1963 threepence has any real rarity, how collectors view its condition, and what kind of auction value it can realistically achieve in today's market. History and background. The United Kingdom 3p, often called the threepenny bit, has a long and interesting history. By 1963, the coin was part of the pre-decimal currency system, where 12p made 1 shilling. The version minted during this period was made of nickel brass and featured a distinctive 12-sided shape introduced in 1937 to replace the earlier small silver coin. This design made it easier to recognize, especially in low-light conditions. The 1963 issue was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and featured her portrait on the obverse, with a portcullis design on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced, over 35 million in 1963 alone, making them very common in circulation at the time. Unique features of the coin. One of the most recognizable aspects of the 1963 threepence is its dodecagonal, or 12-sided, shape. This unusual form, combined with its golden nickel-brass composition, gives it a bold and chunky appearance compared to other coins of the era. The reverse design shows a crowned portcullis with chains, symbolizing strength and security, while the obverse features a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The coin weighs about 6.8 grams and measures roughly 21 millimeters in diameter. These features make it instantly identifiable and a favorite among beginner collectors, even if it's not particularly rare. Rarity and collector demand in dirty condition. Now let's address the big question: how rare is the 1963 threepence in dirty or damaged condition? The honest answer is, not rare at all. Because of its high mintage and widespread use, most surviving examples today are worn, dirty, or even corroded. In fact, coins in poor condition are the most common type you'll find. Collectors generally prefer clean, well-preserved coins, so a dirty or damaged example typically has very low demand. In numismatics, condition is everything. A coin that is scratched, stained, or heavily circulated loses much of its appeal and value. Unless the coin has a rare minting error or unusual feature, its collectability in dirty condition remains minimal. Current market value in dollars. So what is a 1963 threepence actually worth today? In top uncirculated condition, these coins can sell for around $1 to $60 depending on grade, with the highest quality specimens reaching the upper range. However, in circulated or dirty condition, the value drops significantly, often to just a few cents up to around $1 at most. In many cases, such coins are worth no more than their novelty or sentimental value. Even on auction platforms, heavily worn examples rarely attract serious bidding unless included in bulk lots. This highlights a key reality of coin collecting: rarity and condition must go hand in hand to create real value. Tips for collectors: if you own a 1963 threepence in dirty condition, don't rush to clean it aggressively. Cleaning coins improperly can actually reduce their value further by causing scratches or chemical damage. Instead, store the coin in a dry, safe place and consider keeping it as part of a broader collection. If you're serious about collecting, focus on finding higher-grade examples or coins from rarer years. Also, always research before buying or selling. Prices can vary depending on demand, and some sellers may list common coins at inflated prices. Understanding grading standards and market trends will help you make smarter decisions. Conclusion: to sum it all up, the United Kingdom threepence from 1963 is an iconic but very common coin. While it carries historical charm and a unique design, its value in dirty or worn condition is quite low. For collectors, the real worth lies in well-preserved examples or rare variations, not in heavily circulated pieces. Still, every coin has a story, and even a worn threepence can serve as a small but meaningful link to Britain's pre-decimal past. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other coin value guides. Thanks for watching.